We've been following this controversy that's arisen out of Sydney Sweeney's ad for American Eagle jeans, where she said she has great jeans, she's got blue eyes and blonde hair. Of course, the left jumped to their classic insult, which was that she's a Nazi, a white supremacist, blah, blah, blah.
All right, you guys, you have to gather around because there's something huge we need to talk about. My friends and I were just looking at this, and we have to break down what's been going on with Sydney Sweeney. It seems like the internet has put her under a microscope, and a bunch of different stories are coming out about her career moves, her personal life, and some of the decisions that she's been making lately. Honestly, it's a lot. And it's looking like her career has become a little bit of a roller coaster ever since she blew up on Euphoria. We've got to talk about this bizarre American Eagle campaign that sparked a marketing war, some seriously shady things that happened with her mom's birthday party, and the absolute mess that went down with Glen Powell's girlfriend. So let's get into all of it. Now, I gotta tell you, my friends, I've been a big fan of Sydney's for a while now, but ever since she's become a huge star, her career choices have been interesting. Some of it's due to the roles she's played, but a lot of it has to do with some of the campaigns and personal controversies that have surrounded her. So today, we're going to dive into some of the wildest moments that have defined her rise to fame. It's a lot to unpack, but I feel like these moments really speak to who she is as a person, not just the character she plays on screen. But before we get into the heavy stuff, let's talk about the American Eagle campaign that everyone's been freaking out about.
Well, the story has developed, and now we love her even more. Turns out Sydney Sweeney is a registered Republican, and Trump is also super happy.
Now, personally, I haven't shopped at American Eagle in ages. I used to wear their stuff back in the day, but they've always seemed a little dated to me. But they're trying to get back into the mix, and they did it by starring Sydney Sweeney in a huge new campaign. And let me tell you, they definitely got people talking. This whole thing was designed to be provocative, and it was all about her good jeans with a huge wink. They weren't talking about the denim, which, let's be real, is probably 100% cotton and a little crappy. They were talking about her jeans, her genetics, her blonde hair, her blue eyes. American Eagle knew exactly what they were doing with this one. They used what they called clever and provocative language to push some buttons, and boy, did they succeed. They knew it was going to stir up a conversation. Let's take a look at the commercial for a second. Honestly, here's a trigger warning because maybe some people are being a little dramatic about it, but the whole thing is just so cringe. Her vocal fry, the way she's talking, it's just so off-putting. The ad starts with her talking about genetics, and then she says, "My jeans are blue." And then a guy with a super cheesy voice says, "Sydney Sweeney has great jeans." It's just like, what was the point of that? The way they spell it out. They cross out the word jeans and write jeans. They knew exactly what they were doing here. It's so cringe. It feels like brain rot. Like, if you were forced to watch that over and over again, you would just die. So of course, this blew up. There were a ton of comments online about it. One person said, "It's the fact that they don't even look good."
Sydney Sweeney, she's like a very hot actress right now.
She's a registered Republican?
Yes.
Oh, now I love her ad. Is that right? Is Sydney Sweeney? You'd be surprised at how many people are Republicans.
Another person wrote, "Why does she talk like that?" A white man in the comments asked, "Am I the only one that thinks her ad quite directly says, 'These jeans are for white, blue-eyed blondes'? Am I not understanding something?" And just like that, the entire campaign became political, which, you guys, is about jeans and little tank tops with bows on them. Now, to be fair, I do respect why people saw this and had a strong reaction. The implications of this ad have some serious undertones that could be triggering, especially when you look at certain things in history. But American Eagle is probably pretty happy because their stock went up by about 4%, which is huge. I mean, who's even talking about American Eagle anymore, right? And apparently, Some people thought it was kind of a nod to what Brooke Shields did back in the 80s when she modeled for Calvin Klein at 15 and talked about her good jeans. Let's take a look at a clip of that ad. Not her foot being all the way up by her face in that ad, right? And I can't believe she memorized all those lines at 15. Brooke Shields has talked about her trauma from that ad and how it made her feel. So it's interesting that American Eagle would be inspired by a campaign that was so problematic and controversial. But the backlash didn't stop there. This whole thing sparked a marketing war. Abercrombie and Old Navy started pushing out new ads that were taking shots at American Eagle. One of the taglines from Old Navy said, "These are the jeans your other jeans warned you about. All the washes, all the sizes, every style fit to flaunt." And at the bottom it says, "It's fit for the fam." The genius of that is that it's a playful twist on the old trope of the type of boy your mother warned you about. But in this context, it's being subversive. They're saying these jeans are for everyone, which is a direct clapback to American Eagle's ad.
That's what I wouldn't have known, but I'm glad you told me that. If Sydney Sweeney is a registered Republican, I think her ad is fantastic. Okay, thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Well, I can't wait to see how the left will react to this one, as if being white with blonde hair and blue eyes wasn't bad enough.
The double meaning is a play on respectability politics. They're celebrating what American Eagle was seemingly trying to exclude. Now, this got people really riled up on Twitter, so American Eagle had to defend themselves. And all they had to say was, "We will continue to celebrate how everyone wears their AE jeans with confidence their way." So they never actually acknowledged the part where they crossed out jeans and wrote jeans. That's the real issue here. Let's switch gears and talk about some of Sydney's other controversies. Once upon a time, when she was first starting on Euphoria, she did a brand deal with a swimsuit company. She was supposed to wear their items while filming, and they were going to benefit from all the clips of her that were going viral. But she allegedly didn't follow through, and the company was not happy. They filed a lawsuit against her, claiming she lost them $3 million. And their lawsuit was so shady and misogynistic. They made comments like the internet is filled with videos and pictures of Sydney Sweeney naked, and since she's not ready for primetime, she needs to launch a swimsuit line to supplement her income. They were literally shaming her in a public filing. Sydney's lawyers were not having it. Her lawyer said it's ironic that the company would seek to force her to be the face of their brand, while at the same time disparaging her reputation with sexist and misogynistic remarks. And this is probably one of the reasons why Sydney Sweeney feels like feminism in Hollywood is fake. It's something she's expressed before. She told Vanity Fair that when it comes to women empowering women, none of it's happening. All of it is fake and a front for all the other stuff that they say behind everyone's back. She believes that established women in the industry always try to bash and discredit young talent because they've been taught there's only room for one woman at the top. Now, let's talk about her mother, because her mom also got a lot of backlash on her birthday. This happened just months after the swimsuit lawsuit, and it was her mother's 60th birthday.
She's a Republican!
I mean, could this woman get any better? Honestly, I said last week, we are so back, and you know what? We're even more back now that we know this. You know, she's hot, she's successful, she, doesn't have white guilt. I mean, that's awful. And she's also a Republican.
Happy birthday! But they had, like a MAGA-themed birthday party. Some guys and I were just talking about this, and it's so random. Who has a political-themed birthday party? I've never heard of such a thing. Sydney posted a picture from the party, and in the background, you could see someone wearing a Blue Lives Matter shirt and another person wearing a hat that said, "Make 60 Great Again," which is a clear reference to MAGA. This caused a whole bunch of controversy, with people accusing her family of being Trump supporters. She responded with a tweet that said, "You guys, this is wild. An innocent celebration for my mom's milestone 60th birthday has turned into an absurd political statement which was not the intention." But she never actually denied it. She didn't acknowledge the specific situation. She just kind of said, "You know what? I don't know what to say." And then it got even weirder. A commentator was asked about Sydney Sweeney, and he said, the whole situation is just so strange. Now, Sydney also has some Ariana Grande tendencies to her. You definitely don't want to leave your man alone with her because you probably will lose him. That's pretty much what happened to Gigi Paris, Glen Powell's longtime girlfriend, once he was in a film with Sydney. During the filming of Anyone But You, Glen and Sydney fueled rumors that they were together, even though Sydney was engaged and he had a longtime girlfriend. They went and pushed this rumor to go and promote the film, and it was all at Gigi's expense because she just had to watch him essentially cheat on her. She had to sit by and watch her boyfriend promote a film with his co-star by flirting with her and making people believe they were together. Gigi Paris talked about what she did after she saw the news, and she said she had two options. Sydney actually addressed this whole affair in an interview, saying, "That's what people want. Glen and I don't really care." And again, that's my warning to all you ladies out there. Do not leave your man around Sydney because she really doesn't care. Now, some other honorable mentions. At one point, Sydney Sweeney was called out for pirating an episode of Law & Order using an illegal streaming service. My friends and I were just talking about this, and
I mean, can you imagine the people in Hollywood melting down now to know that this woman that they have propelled to stardom, who is using everything she has to make a buck, and say, you know what, I don't give a toss. They will not be able to get over what they've done to this woman, which is to give her something that they try to take away most of the time.
She's worth at least $40 million. So the fact that she can't cough up a little bit of money to Amazon to go and watch Law & Order is giving kind of a Kardashian energy. You know how they never want to pay for anything? And another thing that's kind of like Kardashian energy when it comes to Sydney Sweeney is how she'll do whatever brand deal, even if it's a little embarrassing. Some people call her a sellout, and she's worked with Dr. Squatch, Kerastase, Armani Beauty, By Juice. The list goes on and on. And then there's the Dr. Squatch bathwater soap. I mean, my friends and I couldn't even believe this. She did a collaboration with Dr. Squatch, and then later on did another collaboration where she made soap using her bathwater. I don't know how they would have done this. I don't know how it's sanitary, but they did I think only 500 bars or so. The company's marketing was that this would be a way of making every guy's fantasy come true. And while some people have celebrated Sydney for capitalizing on the weirdos who sexualize her, others have been far more critical, describing the business move as capitalistic, misogynistic BS that objectifies women for profit. After all, Sydney went from rags to riches, but now it looks like she's trying a little too hard for the riches, because she's being trashed for selling her own bathwater. This all ties into the controversy after the second season of Euphoria, when Sydney Sweeney went viral for saying she wasn't being paid enough money, even though she was making $44,000 an episode. Her complaint was that she wasn't making enough money to be able to take 6 months off from acting. The public felt that she was completely out of touch because she was getting paid for one season of Euphoria more than what the average person would make from 8 years of working for just, crying and getting naked. Despite that, Sydney Sweeney is definitely still looking for money, and she's endorsed a ton of different brands on her Instagram. So it's clear that Sydney Sweeney's career is a complex mix of amazing success and constant controversy. From questionable ad campaigns to bizarre brand deals and messy romantic rumors, she seems to be at the center of it all. It's a lot to keep up with. I don't know. I want to hear what you guys think in the comments below. Are you a fan of Sydney Sweeney? I feel like, again, she's like the next Ariana Grande. But go girl. Go and do your big one. Peace out, Seshers!